CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Tuesday, May 1st, 2012. It's May Day throughout Europe and Asia, and we'll get to that for our last story. Marsh McLennan and its subsidiary Guy Carpenter announced organic growth of about 7% to take first quarter revenues up to about $1.75 billion. Remember that Marsh several years ago was on the ropes. Brian Duperreault has done an amazing job. The increase in organic revenue far eclipses that of their rivals at Aon and at Willis. The Chinese government announced today that foreign insurers are going to be able to come in and insure liability insurance for China's $50 billion a year motorist market. This is going to be very interesting. Foreign insurers have been agitating to get in. Now what they're going to be exposed to is the Chinese legal system as they go through courts trying to settle claims. I think it's going to be very interesting how this plays out. Here's a very interesting case of the consumer buying the cow. Delta Airlines has actually purchased its own oil refinery. They're going to pay $150 million for an oil refinery from Phillips 66. The refinery is located in Trainer, Pennsylvania. Believe it or not, it's going to reduce the airline's annual fuel bill by $300 million a year. It's going to be able to supply about 80% of the airline's fuel costs. This is really something. Good for them. A judge in the United States in the federal bankruptcy court has said that, in fact, executives at MF Global, such as multimillionaire former New Jersey Governor John Corzine, can in fact access a $30 million insurance policy in order to pay for their legal defense costs. Potential claimants are outraged. They want some of that money for themselves. There's still approximately $1.6 billion in customer funds missing. A terrible incident occurred up in northeastern India, up by the Bangladesh border. A ferry capsized. At least 103 people are dead. Another 100 more are missing. It occurred up in Assam state. Reports indicate that, in fact, there were no lifeboats or life preservers on the ferry. And in western Sumatra today, a bus was driving through a village, actually, and suddenly ignited into flames. 13 people were killed. Apparently, police are saying that a short circuit occurred that caused the flames. No word yet as to who manufactured the bus. The big Italian insurance company Generali has named Gabriele Galateri de Genola as its new chairman. He's going to be replacing Cesar Geronzi. And as I mentioned, May Day now, it's very interesting what's happening. Economists have been saying for several years now that the way out of the recession globally is not austerity, but in fact more pump priming. This is Keynesian economics to a T. Spend more money, deficit spending is what's required to prime the economy. Governments of the world seem to have taken a different tack by employing austerity measures. Finally, the populations are rebelling. We've seen it first in Spain when the government was thrown out. We saw it with the Dutch government being thrown out, and we're probably going to see it with President Sarkozy in France being thrown out. Who's next is anybody's guess, but today throughout the world, workers protested along with common people in May Day rallies saying, "End of austerity." Rising fuel costs, as well as other cost of living expenses, and no increases in wages have people on the ropes. In addition to that, the unemployment rate in countries such as Spain are at 25%. The voters are going to force a change before the economists are able to do anything about it. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.